Jin Park stared at the message floating in front of him. The holographic display showed an offer that seemed too good to be true. 10 million credits for a year's work as a stunt coordinator. The catch? The job was with an alien movie studio. He sat back in his old office chair, looking around at the worn walls of his small stunt training gym in Seoul. Pictures of his past work covered the walls, scenes from action movies he had coordinated over the last 15 years. At 45 years old, he had thought his exciting days were behind him. "What do you think?" he asked his assistant, Jae-ho Lee, who was reading the message over his shoulder. "I think you should take it," Jae-ho said, his eyes wide with excitement. "This is stellar productions. They make the biggest movies in 3 galaxies." Jin rubbed his chin, thinking about how his life had changed since first contact 10 years ago. Aliens had brought amazing technology to Earth, but they had also fallen in love with human entertainment. Action movies were their favorite, especially the stunts. The message blinked, waiting for his answer. Jin touched the accept button, and immediately, a new message appeared. Transportation arriving in 1 hour. Please pack for 1 year. 1 hour. Jin jumped up from his chair. They don't waste time, do they? Jae-ho helped him pack his equipment, safety harnesses, padding, and his trusted stunt planning tablet. As they worked, a thought struck Jin. Why do they need a human stunt coordinator? Don't aliens do their own stunts? Before Jae-ho could answer, a bright light filled the gym. A sleek silver transport ship had appeared outside the window. It was twice the size of a bus and completely silent. A blue-skinned alien in what looked like a business suit stepped out. "Mr. Jin Park." The alien's translator made their voice sound musical. "I am Director Naeum Kim. Yes, I have taken a human name to make our work together easier." Jin bowed slightly, remembering his cultural training about alien meetings. "Nice to meet you, Director Kim." The alien's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "We are very excited to have you join us. Your reputation for safe but spectacular stunts is well known." As they boarded the ship, Jin noticed the interior looked like a luxury hotel lobby. The seats adjusted themselves to human body shape as he sat down. "I must ask," Jin said as the ship silently lifted off. "Why does an alien movie studio need human stunt expertise?" Director Kim's skin shifted from blue to a lighter shade. What Jin would later learn was their version of embarrassment. "Well, you see, we have a small problem. Our actors keep dying during filming." Jin nearly choked on the water he had been drinking. "Dying?" "Oh, yes," the director said casually. "Usually 3 or 4 times per movie. It's very inefficient. We have to wait 6 hours for them to regenerate each time." Jin sat in stunned silence as Earth disappeared below them. The ship accelerated smoothly through space as Director Kim continued explaining. "Most species in the Galactic Entertainment Union can regenerate from almost any injury. We thought this was universal until we discovered human entertainment. Your stunts fascinated us. The way you create the illusion of danger without actual death, it's revolutionary." The ship approached a massive structure floating in space. It looked like a giant silver spider web with thousands of buildings connected by glowing transport tubes. Signs in various alien languages flashed everywhere. "Welcome to the Galactic Entertainment District," Director Kim announced proudly. "Your new home." The ship docked at a building marked Stellar Productions in both alien script and English. As they walked through the corridors, Jin saw posters for alien movies. They looked like action films, but something seemed off about them. "Are these actual recordings of the scenes?" he asked, pointing to a poster showing an alien falling into what appeared to be a star. "Of course," Director Kim said cheerfully. "That's from Solar Warrior 5. We lost 2 actors filming that scene." The star was hotter than expected. Jin stopped walking. "Director Kim, I need to make something clear. Humans don't regenerate. If we die, we stay dead." All 4 of the director's eyes widened. "Really? How inconvenient. But your movies show humans surviving incredible things. The fast vehicles, the explosions, the falls from great heights. Those are carefully planned stunts. Jin explained. We use safety equipment, camera angles, and special effects to create the illusion of danger while keeping everyone safe. Director Kim's skin turned a deep purple, a sign of excitement. Jin would later learn. Fascinating. This is exactly why we need you. Our latest production, Galactic Warriors 7, starts filming next week. The script calls for 17 deaths, but with your human techniques, maybe we can avoid most of them. They entered a massive studio space where aliens of various species were working on what looked like a spaceship set. A large creature that appeared to be made of living crystal was directing others to set up equipment. This is producer Kiho, Director Kim introduced. They have watched every human action movie ever made. The crystalline producer sparkled with enthusiasm. Jin Park, your work on Soul Storm was magnificent. The motorcycle chase through the market. How many times did your stunt performers have to regenerate to get that sequence right? None, Jin said firmly. Everyone walked away safely after each take. The producer's crystal structure changed color rapidly. Impossible. There were at least 12 lethal impacts in that sequence. Jin spent the next hour explaining the basics of stunt work, safety rigging, padded costumes, camera angles, and the importance of rehearsal. The aliens listened with growing amazement. You mean you planned everything in advance? Producer Kiho asked, their crystal form shifting patterns in confusion. But where's the genuine terror? The real risk. The actors pretend, Jin explained patiently. That's what acting is. A group of alien actors gathered around as he spoke. They looked like a mix of humanoid and non-humanoid species. One of them, a tall figure with metallic skin, raised an appendage. But how do humans survive such dangerous scenes without regeneration? Jin took out his tablet and showed them footage from his previous work, including behind-the-scenes videos of how stunts were set up. The aliens watched in complete silence, their various biological displays showing shock and awe. This changes everything, Director Kim declared. Jin, we need you to completely redesign our action sequences. Show us how to do things the human way. Looking at their eager faces and other sensory organs, Jin realized he had a big challenge ahead. These beings were used to actual death-defying stunts because death wasn't permanent for them. Teaching them to create the illusion of danger would be like teaching fish to pretend to swim. I'll help, he said finally. But you must promise to follow human safety protocols exactly as I design them. Of course. Director Kim's skin rippled with joy. Though I must ask, if humans don't regenerate, how did you survive directing all those dangerous scenes? I told you, the scenes aren't actually dangerous when done properly. The aliens looked at each other, their expressions unreadable to human eyes. Jin would later learn they had come to their own conclusion. Humans must be far more durable than they claimed. After all, no one could survive directing so many deadly stunts without some kind of special ability. As Jin was shown to his new office, a room with a view of Earth floating in the distance, he didn't realize that his reputation was already spreading through the galactic entertainment district. Whispers about the immortal human master who could orchestrate death-defying scenes without a single regeneration were racing through alien social networks at light speed. His first real challenge would come sooner than he expected. In his inbox was the script for Galactic Warriors 7, and the first stunt sequence was scheduled to begin filming in just 3 days. It called for the main actor to be thrown into a black hole. Jin sighed and opened his stunt planning software. He had a lot of work to do, and somehow he needed to convince an entire alien film industry that amazing stunts didn't require actual death. Looking out at the stars, he smiled. This would either be the greatest adventure of his life or the most spectacular disaster in film history. Either way, it would make one hell of a story. 3 days had passed since He-Jin arrived at Stellar Productions. He sat in the main studio, watching as alien crew members set up his carefully designed safety equipment. The morning shoot would be their first attempt at a human-style stunt, and everyone was nervous. Everyone except the aliens, that is. "I still don't understand why we need all these soft things," said Ta-Won, the lead actor. His metallic skin gleamed under the studio lights as he poked at the crash mat with one of his tentacles. "Won't the black hole scene be more exciting if we use a real micro-black hole?" He-Jin rubbed his temples. "For the last time, we're not using real black holes. The audience won't know the difference when we use special effects." Director Kim floated nearby, their blue skin showing swirls of uncertainty. "But Mr. Park, we always use real dangers. Our viewers can tell when something is fake." "Trust me," He-Jin said, standing up. "Let me show you how we do this on Earth." He had spent the last 3 days working with Jae-ho to set up a proper stunt studio. They had installed safety harnesses, crash mats, and green screens. The alien crew had watched in fascination as they tested each piece of equipment. "First," He-Jin explained, putting on a safety harness, "I'll demonstrate the fall myself." The aliens gasped. Director Kim's skin turned pale blue with worry. "But you can't regenerate. We can't risk our human expert." He-Jin smiled. "Watch and learn." He climbed onto the platform 20 feet above the studio floor. The aliens gathered around, their various sensory organs fixed on him. Even producer Kiho had stopped their usual crystal shimmer to watch. He-Jin attached his harness to the cable system, double-checked everything, and then fell backward. The cables controlled his descent perfectly, and he landed softly on the crash mat. The entire studio erupted in amazed sounds of various kinds. "See," he stood up, completely unharmed. "No regeneration needed." Ta-Won slithered closer, examining the harness with his eye stalks. "This is impressive. But surely it only works for small falls." "Actually," Jae-ho spoke up from the control panel, "with the right setup, we can safely film falls from any height. It's all about the equipment and timing." The next hour was spent teaching Ta-Won how to fall properly with the harness. The alien actor was a quick learner, though he kept trying to add extra spins and twists that would have been impossible for a human body. "Remember," He-Jin called out, "you're supposed to look like you're being pulled into the black hole against your will. Make it look difficult." They filmed several takes, and He-Jin was pleased to see the alien crew becoming more interested in the technical aspects of safe stunt work. Even producer Kiho had started taking notes, their crystal surface reflecting the light in patterns that showed deep concentration. During lunch break, which involved some very interesting alien food that He-Jin politely declined in favor of his Earth-packed meals, Director Kim approached him with news. "The morning's footage has already gone viral in the entertainment networks," they said, their skin showing excited purple swirls. "No one can believe we got such dramatic falls without a single death. You're becoming quite famous, He-Jin." He-Jin looked up from his sandwich. "Famous? Why?" "They're calling you the death-defying human. Some are saying you must have special powers to coordinate such dangerous scenes without regenerating." "But that's the point. The scenes aren't actually dangerous," He-Jin protested. "We use safety equipment and careful planning." A group of alien reporters had somehow gotten wind of the production and gathered outside the studio. Through the large windows, He-Jin could see them setting up their recording equipment, some of which seemed to break several laws of physics. Producer Kiho crystallized next to them, their surface showing news feeds from across the galaxy. "Look at these ratings. We haven't even finished the first scene, and we're already breaking viewing records. Everyone wants to know how the human does it." The afternoon's filming presented a new challenge. The script called for Ta-Won to fight 3 other actors in zero gravity while avoiding solar flares. He-Jin had redesigned the scene to use wire work and special effects, but the alien actors kept trying to make it more realistic by actually trying to burn each other. "Stop!" He Jin shouted through his headset. "Mi Yan, please don't actually hit Taiwan." And Daesung, "Those are not real plasma bursts you're supposed to be throwing." The actors froze in midair, supported by the wire systems. Mi Yan's tentacles were wrapped around Taiwan's neck, while Daesung's crystalline form was charging up for what would have been a very real energy blast. "But how will it look real?" Mi Yan asked, her gelatinous form rippling with confusion. He Jin climbed up to their level on the safety platform. "Acting isn't about being real. It's about making the audience believe it's real. Here, let me show you the difference." He demonstrated the choreographed moves he had designed, showing how to make the combat look intense without actual contact. The aliens watched in amazement as he made simple movements appear devastating on the monitors. "This is revolutionary," Director Kim declared, watching the playback. "The violence looks even more impressive than when we actually kill each other." Word of He Jin's mysterious human powers continued to spread. By the end of the day, 3 other major alien studios had called with job offers. All of them wanted to know the secret of human stunt coordination. As He Jin packed up his equipment that evening, he found a small crowd of alien actors waiting for him. They'd bowed in various anatomically interesting ways. "Please," one of them said, their bioluminescent spots glowing with respect, "teach us the human way of surviving death." "I'm not surviving death," He Jin tried to explain. "I'm avoiding it altogether through proper safety measures and planning." But the aliens had already made up their minds. To them, any being who could walk away from such seemingly dangerous scenes must have incredible powers. The fact that He Jin insisted he was just being careful only added to his mystique. That night, in his quarters at the studio complex, He Jin watched the news coverage of their first day of filming. The alien networks were going crazy with speculation about human abilities. One expert suggested that Earth's gravity made humans naturally indestructible. Another claimed that human stunt coordinators possessed psychic powers to bend reality. "This is getting out of hand," he told Ji-ho over their secure Earth communication link. "They think I'm some kind of superhero." Ji-ho laughed. "Maybe that's not such a bad thing. If they respect human methods this much, they might actually start taking safety seriously." He Jin had to admit his assistant had a point. The alien crew had followed his safety protocols perfectly once they believed he had special powers. Sometimes, he thought, a misunderstanding could be useful. The next day's shooting schedule appeared on his tablet. The scene involved a spaceship crash, and the original script had called for the entire crew to be actually killed in the explosion before regenerating for the next scene. He Jin started planning how to fake it safely, knowing that every alien in the galaxy would be watching to see how the immortal human would cheat death this time. As he worked late into the night, designing safety rigs and planning camera angles, He Jin couldn't help but smile. In trying to teach aliens about stunt safety, he had accidentally become the most famous human in the galaxy. His mother would never believe it. Her son, the legendary immortal stunt coordinator. The real challenge would come tomorrow, when he had to prove that his methods worked on a larger scale. But for now, he was just happy that no one had died during filming. In the dangerous world of alien movie production, that alone was a revolutionary achievement. 1 month into filming Galactic Warriors 7, He Jin's reputation had grown beyond his control. His carefully designed safety measures had worked so well that 5 other major alien studios were now offering him contracts with increasingly large sums of money. He Jin sat in his office, looking at the latest news reports on his holographic screen. The headlines floated in the air. "Human stuntmaster defies death again." And "Are humans the most powerful species in the galaxy?" Director Kim entered the office, their blue skin showing excited patterns. "He Jin, you need to see this. Nova Studios is challenging us." The director played a video message. A large alien who looked like a walking mountain of purple crystals appeared. "I am Director Won-shik of Nova Studios. We challenge Stellar Productions to prove their humans' abilities. A stunt competition. Live across all networks." the most dangerous stunts ever filmed. Winner takes the lead in galactic entertainment. He-Jin shook his head. No, absolutely not. That goes against everything I've been teaching about safety. But we must accept. Producer Kiho's crystal form sparkled with agitation as they entered the office. Our reputation is at stake. Every studio in the galaxy will be watching. Before He-Jin could protest further, his communication device buzzed. It was Jeho. Boss, you should check the Earth networks. The aliens have started hiring human stunt workers all over the planet. He-Jin quickly pulled up Earth news feeds. Sure enough, alien studios were offering huge contracts to human stunt performers. The reports showed confused but excited humans signing up, not realizing that the aliens expected them to perform actually dangerous stunts without safety equipment. This has gone too far, He-Jin said, standing up. Someone is going to get hurt. He spent the next few hours making calls to Earth's entertainment unions, trying to warn them about the situation. But the allure of alien money and technology was too strong. More humans were signing contracts every hour. Meanwhile, the film production continued. Today's scene involved a space battle, which the aliens had originally planned to film with real laser weapons. He-Jin had replaced these with harmless light effects and careful choreography. Remember, he told the alien actors, you're pretending to be hit. You don't actually have to be wounded. Taiwan, who had become one of his most dedicated students, demonstrated the fake injury technique He-Jin had taught him. His metallic body curved gracefully as he acted out being hit by an imaginary laser blast. Like this? Taiwan asked, falling dramatically but safely onto the crash mat. Perfect, He-Jin said. You're getting better at this. But not everyone was happy with the new methods. Some of the older alien actors complained that the scenes lacked authenticity without real death and regeneration. They couldn't understand why anyone would want to watch action scenes where no one actually got hurt. During lunch break, Director Kim approached He-Jin with more concerning news. Nova Studios has announced they're doing their next film the traditional way. Real danger, real death, real regeneration. They're calling our methods cowardly. He-Jin continued eating his Earth-packed lunch, thinking carefully. Show me their filming schedule. The director projected a hologram showing Nova Studios' production plan. It was exactly what He-Jin had feared. They were planning increasingly dangerous stunts, trying to prove that their methods were better than his. They're going to get someone killed, he said. Not everyone can regenerate as quickly as they think. Just then, an alarm sounded through the studio. He-Jin rushed to the main stage area to find chaos. A young alien actor from another production had tried to copy one of He-Jin's stunts without proper safety equipment. The alien lay injured on the ground, their regeneration process struggling to keep up with the damage. He-Jin took charge immediately. Get me safety foam and a medical team. Now, the aliens watched in amazement as He-Jin efficiently organized a rescue operation using his Earth safety protocols. Within minutes, the injured actor was stabilized and beginning to heal properly. How do you know what to do in emergencies without regeneration? Someone asked. Because on Earth, we have to prevent injuries, He-Jin explained. We can't just wait to heal afterward. The incident made the news across the galaxy, but not in the way He-Jin had hoped. Instead of focusing on the importance of safety measures, the headlines proclaimed, Human Master saves alien life with mysterious powers. That evening, He-Jin received a visit from an unexpected guest. It was Sang-Min, the head of the Galactic Entertainment Union. The alien's form shifted between various states of matter as they spoke. Mr. Park, Sang-Min said, their voice resonating through multiple dimensions. Your methods are causing quite a stir in our industry. Some say you're revolutionizing how we make entertainment. Others say you're destroying our traditions. He-Jin stood his ground. I'm just trying to keep people safe while making good movies. Nevertheless, Sang-Min continued, the challenge from Nova Studios must be addressed. The entire galaxy is waiting to see how humans really perform their miracles. They're not miracles, He Jin insisted. It's all careful planning and proper equipment. But Sang-min wasn't listening anymore. They were watching a live feed of Nova Studios' latest production, where actors were being literally thrown into a star to get the perfect shot. He Jin realized he needed to do something dramatic to prove his point. The competition challenge might be exactly what he needed, not to prove humans were powerful, but to show that their methods were better. He turned to Sang-min. Tell Nova Studios we accept their challenge, but on one condition. It must be done using my safety protocols. The alien leader's form rippled with surprise. You would risk your reputation on this. I'm not risking anything, He Jin said firmly. I'm going to show everyone that the safest way is also the most impressive way. As Sang-min left to deliver the message, He Jin began planning. He would need every trick he had learned in 15 years of stunt coordination. More importantly, he would need to prove that human ingenuity could create something more amazing than actual death and regeneration. The competition was scheduled for the following week. As He Jin worked late into the night designing elaborate but safe stunt sequences, he received another call from Jiho. Boss, you should know something, his assistant said. Some of the human stunt workers who signed with other studios, they're starting to realize what they've gotten into. The aliens expect them to do things without safety equipment. They need help. He Jin added another item to his growing list of problems to solve. Somehow, he had to win this competition, protect his fellow humans, and convince an entire alien industry to change its ways, all while making sure no one actually died in the process. Just another day in the most dangerous job in the galaxy, he muttered to himself, and continued working on his plans. The day of the great stunt competition arrived. The largest studio in the Galactic Entertainment District had been transformed into a massive arena. Millions of aliens watched through direct neural feeds, while billions more tuned in through traditional viewing methods across 3 galaxies. He Jin stood in his preparation room, checking his safety equipment one final time. Jiho had arrived from Earth the previous day to help him, bringing additional safety gear and a team of experienced human stunt coordinators. Everything is ready, Jiho reported. But Nova Studios is already setting up their death traps. They have real lava, actual black holes, and something they call time shredders. He Jin nodded calmly. Let them. We'll stick to our plan. Director Kim entered the room, their blue skin showing nervous patterns. He Jin, the other human stunt workers have arrived. The ones from the other studios. They look scared. Send them in, He Jin said. 20 human stunt performers filed into the room. They had been hired by various alien studios, each expecting them to perform impossible feats without safety equipment. He Jin had spent the last week reaching out to them secretly. Listen carefully, he told them. Today we show the galaxy how humans really do stunts. Are you with me? They all nodded. Many looked relieved to have someone who understood their situation. The competition began with Nova Studios performing first. Their actors threw themselves into actual dangers, dying and regenerating multiple times. The alien audience watched with traditional appreciation, but He Jin noticed something interesting. They seemed almost bored by the real violence. Then it was Stellar Productions' turn. He Jin had prepared something special. For our first demonstration, he announced to the galaxy-wide audience, we will show you a spaceship crash sequence. No regeneration needed. The lights dimmed. On the massive stage, a full-sized spaceship set appeared. He Jin's team had rigged it with special effects, carefully planned breakaway sections, and hidden safety systems. Most importantly, every stunt performer knew exactly what to do. The sequence began. The ship appeared to lose control, spinning through space. Inside, the human stunt performers and alien actors worked together, performing carefully choreographed moves that looked chaotic but were perfectly controlled. When the ship crashed, the explosions were spectacular but safe. The injuries looked real but weren't, and every single performer walked away unharmed. The audience fell silent. Then director Won-shik from Nova Studios stepped forward. Impressive tricks, but now watch real danger. He ordered one of his young alien actors to jump into what looked like a tear in space itself. The actor hesitated. "Jump," Won-shik commanded. "Show them how real stunts are done." Hae-jin saw the fear in the young alien's eyes. Without thinking, he ran forward, grabbing the alien and pulling them back just as the spatial tear expanded unexpectedly. The safety harness Hae-jin always wore activated automatically, preventing both of them from falling. The entire arena watched as Hae-jin hung from his safety line, one arm holding the young alien actor. His voice, amplified by the arena's systems, rang out clearly. "This is why we use safety equipment. Even your regeneration couldn't have saved you from that." The tear was unstable. Scientists in the audience quickly confirmed his assessment. The spatial tear had been far more dangerous than intended. Hae-jin's quick action and safety equipment had prevented a real tragedy. As they were pulled to safety, Hae-jin's harness broke under the strain. He and the young alien tumbled onto the safety mats he had insisted on placing everywhere. Hae-jin hit hard, bruising his arm. The audience gasped. For the first time, they saw a human injured. It wasn't a severe injury, but it proved something crucial. Humans could be hurt. They weren't invincible after all. Hae-jin stood up, wincing slightly. "Yes, I can be injured. All humans can. We're not immortal or invulnerable. We've just learned to be careful, to plan ahead, and to use our minds instead of risking our lives." The young alien actor he had saved stepped forward. "He's right. I was afraid to do the stunt the old way, but I was more afraid to say no. The human way is better. We can make amazing entertainment without actual death." Sang-nin, the head of the Galactic Entertainment Union, floated down from their observation platform. Their matter-shifting form had settled into something solid, a sign of a firm decision. "Mr. Park," they announced, "you have done more than win a competition. You have shown us a better way. From this day forward, all productions in the Galactic Entertainment Union must follow human safety protocols." The other human stunt performers cheered. The alien audience began to understand. The real amazement wasn't in surviving death, but in preventing it while creating something spectacular. Over the next few hours, Hae-jin and his team demonstrated more stunts, this time explaining how each safety system worked. The aliens were fascinated by the technical details they had previously ignored, especially when they realized that understanding the safety systems made the stunts even more impressive. Director Kim approached Hae-jin as he packed up his equipment. Their skin showed the deepest blue he had ever seen, a sign of profound respect. "We thought you had special powers," they said. "But the truth is even more remarkable. You taught us that preventing death is more impressive than surviving it." 1 month later, Hae-jin stood in his old gym in Seoul, now upgraded with both Earth and alien safety equipment. Student aliens and humans trained together, learning to create amazing stunts safely. The walls showed new pictures, scenes from Galactic Warriors 7, which had become the highest-rated entertainment production in 3 galaxies. Jae-ho entered the gym, carrying more applications from aliens wanting to learn human stunt coordination. "They still think you're remarkable, you know, just for different reasons now." Hae-jin smiled, watching an alien student successfully complete a simple safety role. "Maybe we all learned something. Aliens learned about safety, and humans learned we can do amazing things without actually risking our lives." "And the movies?" Jae-ho asked. "Better than ever," Hae-jin replied. "Turns out when you have to think creatively about safety, you come up with stunts that no one would imagine possible, even in a galaxy where some species can regenerate." The final scene of Galactic Warriors 7 played on the gym's screen, a spectacular sequence that looked incredibly dangerous, but had been filmed without a single injury. Below it, a new sign hung proudly. Galactic Safety Standards for Mixed Species Productions, founded by He-Jin Park. He-Jin touched his now-healed arm, remembering the competition. He hadn't needed to be immortal or invulnerable. He just needed to be smart, careful, and willing to show others a better way. In the end, that was humanity's real superpower. Not that they couldn't die, but that they had learned to live well by protecting each other.